Welcome, Casselberry. It is now time to have a casual conversation for the beneficial good of our community. The show you are about to listen to is called What's Up, Casselberry? And now it is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you your hosts, Andy and Drew, along with producer Robin.
What's up, podcast listeners? It's Andy, it's Drew. We are back with an exciting new episode number 112 of the What's Up Casselberry podcast. That's right. We are listeners. We are friends and residents of Casselberry, Florida, who do listen to one another.
Yeah, I'm a listener.
Yeah, I'm a talker, but I'm trying to improve being a listener. And we're so glad that we are able to be with you, listener. We hope that you are having a wonderful day as of this listen. Each and every week on Tuesdays, we drop a podcast about all the great things happening in our city of Casselberry, Florida. And Andy, we don't have our lovely producer, Robin, today. That's a big aw. She is very well loved, not only by the two of us, but by our listeners. But Robin, we want you to know that you always make us sound better than we are, and you keep the fun little sound bites and sound effects coming. We're excited to hear more of them, maybe even in this episode. Who knows? We always obviously listen for the very first time on Tuesday with everyone else. So who knows?
Come back, Robin. Come back.
Andy, maybe my voice is like a chipmunk voice right now, and I don't even know it. She could be editing, making all kinds of things.
Yeah, we give a lot of power to Robin, don't we? It's like at church. I always say the most powerful person at church is the sound guy, right?
Yep.
Because they have the power to make fools of us. Fortunately, on this show, we take advantage of that power to make fools of ourselves on our own. So.
That's exactly right. Yep, we do. And I feel like the Robin is guaranteed to have friends for life in us, because if we ever got on her bad side, if we ever really made her upset, yeah, she's got some dirt on us, no doubt, from these podcast recordings. Well, listener, let's go ahead and move into the meat of our conversation. We like to have some fun here. We tell jokes. We like to talk about some newsworthy events in Casselberry and to share about some great things, local businesses, and what's happening in our community. And we've got a great conversation lined up for you.
It is now time for your local update about things happening in your community. It is now time for Casselberry in the News.
This is a subject that I feel like our listeners will very much empathize with and probably have a lot of potential commentary about. This is driving news, and I saw this article come up in some of the local feeds, and I've also heard some comments about this particular signage and just wanted to get your feedback. So we have, as you know, if you were in Casselberry or driven through Casselberry, we have two major flyovers, one located at the end of Redbug Lake Road and 436, the other at the intersection of 436 and 1792. Well, at the flyover at 436 and Redbug and Winter Park Drive there is a sign that says to do a U-turn. And several have kind of complained, or at least admitted confusion, because the sign is on the left side of the road, but it says U-turn, yield to right turn. And I had to literally think about it and drive out there. That's right, Andy. I did some investigative reporting.
Wow. Only the best for our listeners.
I do recognize that the sign is indicating those that are coming down off 436, turning right onto Redbug Lake Road. That's what it's referring to. But the location of the sign and it's saying U-turn, yield to a right turn could perhaps cause some confusion. So really, I'm opening this up to talk briefly about the flyovers, their purpose. Have you had any issues with those or heard other commentary? Overall, I know this was a big deal to help the traffic flow, but I know there's some obviously downsides with any time you do some major renovation there. So talk about the two flyovers.
Yeah, I'm just picturing what you're talking about. Obviously, I haven't done the investigative research that you have, but when I think about that intersection on Redbug and 434 on Winter Park Drive, it can be very confusing. The thing that I'm very concerned about is when you're coming down Winter Park Drive towards 436 6, you got Walgreens on the right, and you want to make a left turn, sometimes it's actually hard to realize that you have to go under the bridge to make that left. I've seen people go left onto the oncoming traffic, and that's very dangerous as well. So yeah, traffic signs, not to state the obvious, are really pretty important. And I think if you see something that's confusing, let our city management know, and they will know why it's that way, and they will have studied it and worked it out. But the second thing I would say is let's use some common sense as well, right? I mean, sometimes, Drew, I've ridden around with the police department and responded to car accidents and things like that with the Casselberry Police Department. And it's like, you made the turn, and maybe you were in your rights to make the turn. Maybe it's a little bit hazy, but you didn't see that other car there, and just a little bit of common sense goes a long, long way when we're driving.
It's true. It's true. And, this conversation makes me think back to a conversation we had many episodes ago when we were talking about Casselberry's initiative to being more walkable and bikeable. And in the times we're living in with gas prices the way they are, at least as of this recording, that makes more sense even for our city to be a place where as much as possible, you can walk and bike. Obviously, driving is inevitable. And we do just truly, as citizens of Casselberry who have children in Casselberry, you have a driver, your daughter drives in Casselberry. We do encourage everyone, please be cautious out on the roads. Well, we will be back. We have a fantastic conversation with a local business owner, and we will return after a short podcast partner break. I want to tell you about our friends at Full Circle Real Estate and Management. Lynn Brecken is a dear friend of Andy and I's, and Lynn has been involved in the Casselberry community for many years. Lynn serves on the board as the treasurer for the Chamber of Commerce here in Casselberry. And professionally, her and her team at Full Circle Real Estate and Management work with buyers, sellers, and investors. They offer a full range of management services. So if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or have them perhaps help you manage the sale or purchase of a home, please reach out to Lynn and her team. Their website is myfullcirclerealestate.com. You can email Lynn at lynnne@myfullcirclerealestate.com or give them a call at 407-921-3763. Lynn is a great person and will work to do everything she can to help you. Check them out, Full Circle Real Estate and Management.
Listeners, welcome back to the show. We hope you've enjoyed being with us so far. If you like that, you're going to love this, because we're now getting to the best bit where we interview people infinitely more interesting than Drew and I. And our guest today is Ed Pisano Jr. Ed, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. It's a pleasure to be talking to What's Up Casselberry, and I'm excited to share all the good things that I have to offer and learn a little bit about you guys as well.
Well, Ed, you and I have really got to spend a lot of time with each other recently. Our friendship is relatively new, but now it seems that everywhere I go, you are. And you're diving right into our community today. And we're excited to introduce you to our listeners, knowing that many of them may have already heard you or seen you, certainly by association from some of the groups that you're associated with. But before we get started, maybe a few icebreaker questions. Would that be okay?
Absolutely. Fire away.
All right. Where is your favorite place to eat in Seminole County?
That's a great question. I like Marlowe's Tavern. I like to go there and get the hamburger. Very nice. My wife likes to get a nice salad there. So we do generally a date now and again when we have a chance to get away and have a date night or a date afternoon. We like to go to Marlowe's Tavern.
That's in Lake Mary, right?
There's actually one over by Oviedo in the park, which is very nice.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to mention Oviedo in the park. That's such a pretty area. My wife and I, we walk around there as well and enjoy just the beautiful landscape and view. And Marlowe's that's a great place. We've been there once or twice. Ed, if your life were a movie, I don't know, are you a movie guy?
I do like movies, yes.
Okay, great. What would you say in thinking about your life? I feel like I know where this answer might go, maybe. What would be the genre or type of movie, and who would be the actor that would play you?
Oh gosh, there's so many different genres I like, but I would have to say probably maybe a zombie movie. That would be kind of fun. There was one zombie movie I saw like recently, and I can't think of the name of it now, But yes, we're going to say.
I was just going to say, I was thinking maybe like the Matrix, perhaps.
Yeah, just zombies popped in my head at the moment. But yeah, like definitely, I don't know, for a main character, there's so many good actors. I guess my assumption would be anyone that survived the Oregon Trail from the 1980s that made it through the whole game. Like any actor that could do that would be fine to play me.
You know, Ed, I look at you and I see a little bit of George Clooney. Do you see that, Drew?
What is this?
I see a little bit of George Clooney in you.
George Clooney. Okay, I'll take George Clooney. I mean, he's good for me.
Ed, Andy's just trying to fish for a compliment back. Don't give it to him.
Don't need it. Don't need it. You probably couldn't find one anyway because there's not many out there. All right, Ed, final icebreaker question. If you could live and have your perfect day, what would 3 elements of that day be?
Oh, that would definitely be taking my daughter on a ride in a Jeep Wrangler with top down, taking a walk with my dog and my wife and my family, and just having a very nice, relaxing afternoon, maybe watching the sunset at the beach or the sunrise at the beach, drinking a nice cold beverage of adult variety. I know this is family friendly, so you can fill in the blank.
That sounds fantastic. That sounds like a great day, Ed. Well, Ed, one of the first introductions that you had, Andy was sharing with me, is through scouting. Tell us about your experience with the Scouts and why you feel it's important for yourself as well as children to be involved in.
That's a great question. Scouting teaches values. I was an Eagle Scout as a boy, and then as an adult, I helped out with the scouting program in different capacities. And a lot of things with scouting tied throughout my life. And there's a lot of doors that could be opened based upon the relationships you can make in the scouting community that goes to other places. So when I joined the Freemasons, one of the questions they asked me was, are you part of the Order of the Arrow, which is the honor society for the Scouts? And I was like, well, yes, I am. And they're like, you'll do great with this fraternity because there's a lot of similarities to it. Having a duty to God, belief in a lot of good things, helping out the community and being trustworthy, all really tie well together. And I want my daughter to grow into a good citizen for our community. And I think scouting is the best place to do it in.
Absolutely. I was a Boy Scout for a little time and loved my time there and took my son for scouting for part of the program too. And again, it really does build character. Listeners, I just want to interject with some breaking news. That noise you may hear in the background is not Drew's stomach. That is actually some thunder and lightning happening in real time all over Casselberry. And what's funny is I can hear the thunder coming from Ed's microphone and then wait 10 seconds and hear it in my microphone as well. So this is real and down to earth. Ed, in a small town like Casselberry, I think as you're finding, as we found, one thing leads to another pretty quickly. And from one experience, you soon get connected to other experiences and areas of the community. One of those, I guess, starting places for you in a way was the Chamber of Commerce. Why was it important for you to get involved there?
Well, believe it or not, actually, Fareed from the Casselberry Police Foundation invited me to join the Chamber of Commerce. His recommendation to go check it out was perfect for my schedule because my daughter's in school midday and a lunchtime networking meeting works perfectly into my day. I need to eat lunch anyway, so why not connect with other people and then go back to work? And so it's kind of nice because there's so many events that are going on with the Casselberry Chamber. With the food trucks, with the golf tournaments, with the kickball tournament. It seems like something that would be fun to do. And it's just marking time on my calendar to participate in those items. And then going to the monthly meeting, they had some really good speakers like the Casselberry.
Oh.
They have some really good speakers. And the Casselberry was on part. Is that what I heard you say?
Yes.
Thank you, Ed.
It definitely got a kick out of it. And I'm looking forward to seeing who else shows up to be a keynote speaker at the meetings. And that helps me get more engaged in the community and ask a few questions or just listen to what they have to say. As a parent of a child in the community, I think it's relevant that I know what's going on. And also, like, what fun things are happening for my family to get out and do.
I really believe, based on my experience, Andy's experience, many other community, that you'll find the chamber and the community of Casselberry as a whole to be kind of a family feel. And it sounds like you're going to fit right in with us. So tell us a little bit, we'll shift gears and talk about your business. Your company is called I4 Web Services. Would love to hear hear the story behind the creation of that name and tell us a little bit about what it is and what you do.
Yeah, sure. So basically, it has roots from a print shop that turned into a marketing agency and turned into an advertising agency. So it evolved based upon the demand of my clients. Web services comes about because I do web design, SEO, blogging, videos, editing, voiceover work, logo, graphic design work, pretty much anything that's digital now. I really don't touch ink to paper that much anymore, but I do make the graphics for flyers and business cards and all those different things. So my clients that come in to work with me have a very consistent brand image from things that would be for print and then things that would be on social media and on their website as well. So there's a very nice, clean, consistent look and feel throughout everything they have. So that's what I try to achieve inside of the business. I did a very good case study right before the pandemic started, which was just something that my staff members back at the time were like, you need to do a case study, you need to do a case study. So I was like, all right, I'll do a case study. So for about 12 to 18 months, I worked on this one website, which I totally started from scratch. And I promoted it, did website, YouTube channel for it, did blog articles. I think I wrote like 50 or 60 blog articles. And then one day, right around July, I just stopped. And I said, okay, we're going to see what happens now. To date, I get 2,600 clicks going to my website that I did as a case study. And over the course of a 3-month period, I have about 250,000 views on Google alone for the website. That's very exciting because then I can turn around and I can share that with people and say, if you follow this model and you do the nth degree, you too could have this level of success. If you sort of step back, you can expect less, and step it back and less. So that one I was very excited about, and it turned out to be very good. And I saw people asking me like, hey, can we do an interview on there? And I said, well, I'm not really doing interviews anymore. And it kind of takes them aback because I was like, I was just doing that as a case study. And they're like, oh, wow, okay. And it's kind of ran its course. Every once in a while, I'll check in and just write a blog article, something I feel is interesting. Because it is kind of like a passion project for me a little bit. But I think the last blog article I wrote was maybe in February, which was the case study is the freemasonryreport.com. And is it Can Women Be Freemasons? Was the last blog article I did. A lot of it was more of helping people understand my style of SEO, which is like answering questions. So I jump in there and I talk to someone about, instead of trying to go for the short keyword, I try to go for the long keyword and get something that someone wants to actually read about and learn about, and then deep dive into it so someone can have success. So I have some of my clients that have 17,000 impressions on Google, 3,000 impressions on Google, and these are for-profit businesses. And they have a limited target reach. It's very exciting to help them grow their base. But it takes some time. So I have to let them know it's going to take 7 to 12 months before we really get rolling.
I love that. You don't just do what you do well. It sounds like you've really thoroughly researched why you do what you do and what works as you do what you do. Just stepping away from the business conversation, we'll go back there in a minute. You mentioned COVID. COVID was especially tough on lots of small businesses. How did you make it through? What are some of the lessons that maybe you learned?
COVID was definitely a trying experience. It let me know that I didn't have to do as much as I was doing. Like I kind of found out that I could go in a different direction and just push more of the web services aspect. And I didn't need as many staff members as I had at the time. And I actually through COVID was making more money, which is kind of weird. I kept on growing and growing and growing because I just sort of put my nose to the grindstone, and I adopted some nuances. Like I love standing desks now. It's just my jam. So I have a 4-monitor system with a standing desk. And I have a Synology box to back up all my information. I'm actually looking to get a secondary Synology box so I could take it. If my wife ever wants to go on vacation, I could just take the box with me, have all my files, backing up to another Synology box somewhere else. And when hurricanes come, I could sort of just pick up and go. Because there was a point in time where I had a quarantine. Basically, you get exposed. You can't get around that. So I just took my box, took my computer, a couple monitors, and I went out the door. I quarantined. And I worked. I picked up clients while I was in quarantine, which is weird. And I just kind of did what I do. Like I didn't miss a beat. Now I'm kind of like looking at the world in a little bit different manner.
sometimes, it really is true that when we simplify our life and we focus on really the main things and let kind of all those other, what feels big at the time, kind of those things kind of fall away and just focus on who we are and what our business or life is set upon, we can actually get a lot more momentum and a lot more done. That's great. There are many, obviously everybody's familiar with the website these days. Many people are making websites. I've heard ads for different website creators. What would you, in your opinion, say are just some critical must-haves when designing, creating, publishing a website?
Critical must-haves, you need to have an SSL certificate for your website. If you don't have that, you're not going to be taken seriously on the web. That's like the driver's license for the web. So if someone gets a domain, they're like, okay, I have a domain, and I got like a very inexpensive hosting company. Without that extra piece of the puzzle, your website won't get ranked as well. So like Google's been doing a lot of updates with the algorithm, and they're taking the basic blocking and tackling, and they're taking it very seriously. So there was a point in time where you could put on a website like any word under the sun and you would get some traction on it. Now that's looked as black hat. And Google sort of doesn't want that. You need to be very concise about what you're offering and answer people's questions and show that you're an authority. So you don't want to go in there and try to pretend like you're a doctor or a lawyer, because they kind of frown upon that now more than ever. They really want to have you be an expert in what you do, show people why you're an expert, and give them the real deep dive answers they're looking for, more than just like the high level marketing slogans, which is good to have, but giving people thorough answers is really key. And there's a lot of people that are afraid to put words on the screen because it doesn't look pretty, but there's ways to do it where you can actually get the results you want to have. I always say, like, for newbie that's just getting started, there was something my teacher taught me, like, if you can't come up with 3 bullet points, don't have bullet points. If you can't come up with 300 words for a page, don't have a page. And now I'd almost say, if you can't come up with 600 words for a page, don't have the page, because the search engines are taking that much more seriously now more than ever. Yeah, content. If you build the content, they will come, people will check it out, people will show up, and then just do the basic blocking and tackling around the web for social media. And just sort of saying, hey, I'm looking for this result. So you need to go to those places that have those results and know where your communities are and where they're not. And like some places, it's good to have an account set up because you can fan share like rock and roll artists do, where they'll have the people that are warming up for them that become very famous down the line. But they'll gain some fans from the big artists, but then their fans will start liking the big artists. It's the same true on social media. You want to share your fans. You want to be able to collaborate and get connected, because maybe someone that likes me says, hey, you know what? I now like What's Up Casselberry. And vice versa, someone from What's Up Casselberry be like, hey, that guy with the beard and that does web design? I kind of like him. He's interesting to listen to. I want to go check out his blog. I'm going to read his blog and learn more about him. So that's what I have to share for that.
Well, of course, Ed, the internet is all connected. And when we're connected, it really matters who we know and what we know and those kind of things as well. That's very helpful in not just telling us some things we need to have on our website. I need to evaluate some of my sites through that, but what we don't need to have as well. So as we think about I4 Web Services, your company, what are some of the unique elements that you bring to a website and to web design that are perhaps unique to your company?
I believe in the concept of fearless honesty. So I will tell you, good, bad, or indifference, what my thoughts are. And I'll lean into some things where I might not make people comfortable. And you may have experienced that in the foundation meetings, where I will push to get the answers because it's important to get. With that, I have that such a transparent ability and the high level of customer service that people love to know that they can reach me on text message, phone call, email, in person. So I'm very much focused on just being customer service oriented and being very transparent, because at the end of the day, there's thousands of people you can work with in any industry, and you got to separate yourself apart. Mine is just an extremely high level of service.
Sounds availability.
Yeah, the people are like, it's 8:00 at night. It's like, well, you needed me, and we work on a monthly basis. So if you need me at 8:00 at night, I'll work with you at 8:00 at night. If you need me at 8:00 in the morning, I'll work with you at 8:00 in the morning, because I have some people that are medical professionals and they can't meet with me and talk with me because they're dealing with patients or they're dealing with their clients. And my philosophy has always been, don't be something you're not. Like, if you're not an accountant, don't try to pretend to be an accountant. You're not an attorney, don't try to pretend to be an attorney. If you're not like a priest or a pastor, don't pretend to be a priest or a pastor. Be who you are and do what you're really good at, and allow other people to do the things that they're good at, and just have that synergy and have that collaboration to know you don't have to be great at everything. You just have to be knowledgeable enough, and then allow the people that are really great at it to do it.
That makes a lot of sense, Ed. And it seems to me like you're just a very straightforward guy. It's kind of what you see is what you get. And that's very much appreciated in the times we find ourselves. Ed, what I really appreciate about you is I'm getting to hear a little bit of your story and your business sense and just your philosophy of life is that you're kind of one of those, what you see is what you get. You seem to be very clear and focused, and that's very much appreciated in the times in which we find ourselves. Ed, you've gotten to know Andy through an organization, a foundation that has recently come into existence. We podcast have many more plans to talk deeper about newly formed Casselberry Police Foundation. And Ed, your company put together the website for the Casselberry Police Foundation. You can find that, listener, online at www.casselberrypolicefoundation.org. Tell us about your involvement there and some of the things that you want the website to communicate about the Casselberry Police Department.
We want to be a support agency. We want to help them get the support they need. There's I think Glenn, the president of the organization, said it best. There's too many people trying to defund the police, and we need to start funding the police. So we want to be leaning in that arena and try to help the officers that need help and the research they need to get and the resources they need to get, and try to deliver some of that to them in a positive way and help them communicate a positive message out to the community as much as possible. We are not the police at all. We're not going to arrest anyone. We just sort of want to be a support for the police.
It would be nice to get a badge, though, wouldn't it, Ed? Just so we could pretend.
I think my daughter would enjoy the badge more than I would.
That's good. Ed, so grateful that you're on the Police Foundation with us. You've given so much time and skill to that. It's been great to get to know you through the chamber as well. And I know you're involved in Scouts and Freemasonry and things like that. One final question. How can people find out more about you? And specifically, how can they find out more about your web services business and as they evaluate their website needs?
Two ways. They can go to i4webservices.com. That's the first way. They can go to social media. I'm not hiding. You can literally type in my name, Ed Pisano Jr., and I literally will pop up right in the search. And you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Google Maps. Those are just the top ones that come to mind. And you can find me that way. My telephone number, if you want to reach out to me, is 407-416-1515. And you can text message me, call me. I'll be glad to talk with you, answer some questions you have, sit down, maybe have a cup of coffee or something, and sort of get on the same page for what your needs and goals are. And just have a good conversation and see if we're a good fit and help you, the listener, figure out if my services match your needs.
And I appreciate so much your desire to connect with your customers relationally. Having a website for your business is a very important tool, and therefore being able to trust your web guy is absolutely crucial. And appreciate your time today. Appreciate all you do in our community. And thank you very much. Drew, it's always good to hear from local businessmen in our community and hear about the difference that they're making and how their business is contributing to our shared community. As we prepare to wrap up today, to add to Ed's information, would you share with us some inspiration?
Absolutely, Andy. Thank you. This is a familiar name to many. This is from Helen Keller. And Helen Keller said this: keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow. There's two thoughts really that come to my mind from this quote. First and foremost is that no matter where you are, no matter what you do, the reality is that there are going to be more than likely, anytime you try to make a productive step forward, potentially potentially harmful people who are going to try to pull you down. Maybe they're jealous, maybe they're hurt in their own way. They may try to keep you down, quote unquote, into the shadows. And so I love this imagery of kind of being above the fray. Maybe you're one that likes to hang out on social media, and social media can be, at times, it can be very productive. Other times it can be very toxic. And so the encouragement there to me is keep your face to the sunshine. Don't get wrapped up in the negativity or what the haters might say that want to keep you down in the shadows. The other thought I have is that when we look up to the sunshine, and Andy, ironically, it is very rainy and nasty out as I'm sharing this.
As our listeners heard on the interview.
That's right. That's right. As we keep our face to the sunshine, there's also the sense in which we are called to look for greater days ahead. Look up. Look and see what is ahead in your life, and know that no matter what you're dealing with at the moment, that the sun will come out tomorrow, that we are granted new mercies, new grace every single day, new opportunities to change our present and our future. And so I would encourage our listeners, maybe you just need to hear looking up, looking forward, not letting the haters or anyone else bring you down. Keep your face to the sunshine, and you cannot see the shadows. Thank you, Helen Keller.
Drew, when you said the sun will come out tomorrow, that reminded me of the song. The sun will come out tomorrow. Forget about your
bottom dollar.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. That'll be on Drew and I's next Spotify playlist, dropping near you soon. Listeners, we should stop before we talk ourselves into more trouble. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks, Ed, for being a great guest. Robin, we miss you. Come back soon, but thank you for making us sound better than we really are. Listener, this is all about you. Thank you for liking us, following us, rating us, reviewing us. You can do so at the handle whatsupcasselberry.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. We can't wait to be with you again next week. Take care and have a great week.